tomatoes today. It is so hot today. I'm sweating. Got my hat on, but I'm out here standing on business. I'm watching Mr. Boots right now. He is watering his trees and doing a wonderful job at it.
You put water in that bucket?
Which bucket?
For the sweet potato?
Not yet.
You know they're starting to wilt.
Oh, I'm sorry. Apologize. Keeps me on my job, y'all. On my job. All right. Let's talk about some tomatoes. Get this camera off my hot, sweaty face. It's hot out here. All right, let me hurry up. All right, y'all. We are at the tip top of the hot season. Whew, it's hot. And it's early in the morning. Okay, really quick. Yeah, the tomatoes are looking great, you guys. If you guys can tell, this year we did things a little different. You know, in the years past, we did our version of the Florida weave, which worked great. It was what it was. Let me just say that. But we learned, right? We learned that cattle panel works best for us and our backs, right? As the tomatoes grow up, we just clip them. We clip them and go. There's no weaving, none of that with that string. Look, I got tomatoes on some of these already. Okay, so this is going to be, like I said, a really quick tomato tour. Look at Mr. Boots. One of these days, he's going to make a cameo in my video. Maybe if I get enough subscribers, I can get him to show his face in the video. What you think about that, Mr. Boots? All right, this is my yarrow. Out of control, y'all. I've already harvested some of this, and this stuff is just, it's invasive. It is. It really is. So if you plan on growing yarrow, grow it in a bucket, a pot, something that's contained, unless you have the space in the room to grow it, because this stuff can get out of hand. Look at this, all the way over here. Okay, so let's talk about tomatoes. If you noticed here, right, this is two separate rows. That cattle panel is a lot higher than this cattle panel. Why is that? Right, we have two different types of tomatoes, right? You have your Determinate, which are these, right, on the smaller trellis, because they have a set height and a set number of tomatoes that they will give you, versus an Indeterminate. This thing can grow, I've seen it grow over 6 feet tall and continuously give us tomatoes throughout the season. Now, when dealing with Determinate tomatoes, it's already a set amount of tomatoes that it's going to give you. It's going to flower. It's going to put on all its fruit at once, and that's it. That is a Determinate. An Indeterminate, there's no determined amount of tomatoes that it's going to give you for the season. It's going to keep growing. It's going to keep flowering. It's going to keep giving you fruit, right? Let's kind of equate this to an old sugar daddy. I'm going to use that analogy today, right? So an old sugar daddy is your Determinate. This man is on Social Security, a fixed income. This is all the money he got. This is all he going to give you. That's it. Don't expect nothing more, nothing less. Versus an Indeterminate, that's your Mr. Make It Happen, right? He's going to flower. He's going to fruit. He's going to flower. He's going to fruit. He's going to keep giving it to you all season long, right? Producing for you all season long. Now, a little bit more about these varieties that we have, the Indeterminate versus Determinate. This variety we have right here is a hybrid versus our heirloom, which is the Indeterminate. The heirloom seeds, you can save seeds and regrow and get the same tomatoes every year. With hybrid, it's not advised to save the seeds because this is a mashup of different varieties to get this one specific variety that you're growing this year. Now, you can save the seed. You can try to regrow it, but you're not going to get what you had the year before. It's kind of like, here we go again, back to the sugar daddy, right? Have you ever seen oh goodness, Have you ever seen like an ugly little baby, right? Someone comes over with an ugly baby and you just know that baby's father was just old, probably well off in his 80s. You can look at the baby and tell his daddy was old, right? The Benjamin Button syndrome. That is what you will get if you try to regrow these hybrid seeds, right? You're not going to get anything that looks like the father plant. You're going to get something completely different. Who knows what tomatoes were sliced together, what genetics are sliced together together. Come on, get it together, girl, to get this variety. So go ahead. I mean, you can try it. Who knows what you might get? You'll get tomatoes for sure. But they will not be the exact same kind that you got that seed from, because this is your sugar daddy, right? You're going to get one of them little old face Benjamin Button looking tomato babies, you know, the little southern lady say, oh, bless it. That's when you know you got a funny looking baby, when the first thing out somebody's mouth is, oh, bless it. They so precious. Yeah, just a little bit about heirloom versus hybrid. Hybrids, you know, are a lot more disease resistant compared to the heirloom seeds. But again, if you plan on saving seeds, which I advise everybody to, because who knows if seeds will be available next season or not, right? So you want to save as many seeds as you can. Yeah, I wouldn't advise saving from a hybrid. You'll end up with the Benjamin Buttons, baby. And don't say I didn't warn you. Don't say I didn't tell you. All right. Let me show you guys something really quick. You know, we usually plant our basil. We interplant. What happened to my basil? We interplant the basil with the tomatoes. I tried something different this year, only because my basil plants, I felt like they were kind of stunned. Look at that. My calendula is popping. It's popping, y'all. I even put a sunflower over here on the end of this row. And it's just so cute. Right? I gotta come out here and top off. I know you're not trying to flower. No, you're not. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Not today. Yeah, I gotta come and top some of these off. Yeah, go and pop that off. But, okay, rewind. Here we go. Okay, so I planted my basil on the other side of the row because my rows are going north to south. You know, sun goes east to west. So I wanted the plants to get as much of the early morning sun. So I planted them on this side of the row versus the other side of the row, like we have done in the years past. And it seems to be, it's okay. You know, these little babies went through some transplant shock this year. I think I transplanted them out too early. It wasn't hot enough. So I had to do a lot of pruning and a lot of TLC on some of these basil plants. But yeah, it's time for me to come and top them off so that they can start bushing out. Because right now they're just going straight up. The more you cut them, the bushier they'll get. But look at this. I've already got Amish paste tomatoes on these plants. I told you guys, like, this is my staple. I will grow this year after year. Now, I did do a thing that I said I would not do anymore. You know, last year was the paste tomato showdown, show off to see, okay, which is going to be my staple paste tomato. By the end of the season, it was Amish paste, hands down, 10 out of 10. Amish paste is just, I really liked this plant. It produced a lot of fruit. Didn't give us too many problems versus the ox heart that I planted and the monkey ass that I planted. Oh my God, they had early blight. There was just so many problems with those tomatoes. And the mushroom basket. The mushroom basket was okay, but it just wasn't for me. But I did have extra seeds left over from the ox heart and the mushroom basket. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not about to waste these seeds. So it's a couple of them sprinkled in here. I didn't make my garden tags this year how I've done in years past. I've just been busy, y'all. So my cups are my row markers, so I'll know what is in each row. So this is a row of my favorite, my Amish paste. Here's another row of Amish paste. Now here are the ox heart. I know. I said I wasn't going to grow these again, but look, I'm not wasting those seeds. Like, yeah, no. So I planted the rest of these seeds. These are oxheart. Still a paste tomato. Still going to be able to, oh, I think this is a mushroom basket. Yep, it's a mushroom basket mixed in here. But these are my leftover seeds. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to waste these seeds. Let me just plant these out and go ahead and grow them for the year. Yeah, I think this is a mixed row because this is definitely a mushroom basket. And this is definitely an oxheart. So this is my mixed row. It's okay. But yeah, have these growing this year as well too. They're all going to go in my pot with my, where's my basil? Hold on, squirrel moment. They're all gonna go into a pot with my tomato sauce, my barbecue sauce, my ketchup, my pizza sauce, my sauce, all the sauces. Here are my purple basil. I did a thing with my basils this year. You know, I usually grow the Genovese basil and the purple basil. Just mix both the two together because I make my own Italian seasoning. But I also grew cinnamon basil and holy basil this year. This is the year of the basil, y'all. The year of the basil. But my purple basil, I need to come and harvest some of this as well. This row, this is the Cherokee purple. Look at these. I already have, get away from me, B. I'm not playing with you. This row already has a lot of tomatoes, but they're kind of lower hanging, but yeah, Cherokee purple is definitely always going to be in rotation here. I love these tomatoes. Now these are my hybrid, right? My sugar daddies. That's not what these are called. We got these from Hoss Seeds. I think these are red snapper. I don't see any flowers on these yet, but it's okay. Kind of got a late start on these, but yeah, it is what it is. They're doing great. What is this row? Now I gotta look at my marker. More mushroom basket. All right. Told you I'm not wasting no seeds, y'all. Nope. I thought I saw a tomato. Hold on. Where did it go? There it is. Can you see? Oh, boom. We got it. We got action. Yeah. These are mushroom basket. Was not about to waste any seeds this year. And also all along this gate in these grow bags are more tomatoes and some kale. But these little beauties, oh, aren't they cute? These are, I don't know who Mr. Boots is over there yelling at. He's fussing. These are my cinnamon basil. Yeah, they're really cute. So glad none of you have. What is that? See, this is what I be saying. This is what I be saying about y'all friend. He just sticks plants in places that. Why? Oh, I don't know what that is. It's some kind of brassica. I don't know if it's broccoli or if it's a collard. I don't know, but it's in the tomato row. This is what he does, y'all. Oh, this little baby is trying to flower. No, ma'am, I'm gonna pull you. Sorry, it's not time for you to flower. No, I gotta come out here and harvest this. But yeah, we're having a good tomato season thus far. I thought I'd give you guys a quick update. It's getting hot. I gotta go in the house. I'll try this again this evening. But yeah, the peppers are doing great as well too. We'll get to a pepper tour. I also have to do a tour of zone 3. We recently just pulled all of the onions and the garlic. We, meaning Mr. Boots, pulled all the garlic. And we both pulled the onions together. But we have 6 beds up top that have now been free, and 5 beds down here that are free, and I can kind of play around with. Well, the beds down here, you know, we're going to do our sweet potatoes again. I'll insert a little video. I was pulling some of my slips today, getting those ready to go into the ground. And I think I'm going to put some cucumbers up top, I also have some ashwagandha in the greenhouse that I need to get in the ground like yesterday. I need to do that like yesterday. I might do that this evening. We have some rain coming through, I think, for the next week. So, yeah, I need to do that this evening. I'll try to record that. If not, because I'll be out here looking crazy, y'all. It's too hot. I'll be sweating. Not trying to be all in the camera, sweaty faced, and I'm working. Yeah, that's what she's doing. All right, you guys. Until next time, I will keep you all posted.